Hello, my name is Nelcy Ramos, meteorologist from the National Hurricane Center Marine Division, and I will be providing you with a tropical Atlantic marine weather briefing through Tuesday, April 22nd. This is a summary of the hazards within the next 5 days, and the good news is no gales, tropical cyclones, or very large swells are expected. Now let's take a glance at the features over the region. As you can see, there is a cold front moving across the Bahamas offshore waters, and we have high pressure building between Bermuda and the Carolinas in the wake of the cold front. The same bridge extends across the Gulf of America, and in the Caribbean, we have a persistent low pressure over Northwest Colombia. By Friday morning, with a slightly increase of the high pressure, we're going to have the northern portion of the cold front moving eastward towards the central subtropical waters with a stationary tail across the central Bahamas. The high pressure will support fresh to strong winds in the vicinity of the cold front, and also the ridge will support fresh to strong southeast winds in the western half of the Gulf as we have low pressure strengthening in the central plains. The high pressure building in the wake of this cold front will also support fresh strong winds in the Windward Passage, the lee of Cuba, and offshore Colombia. In the central tropical and portions of the subtropical waters, high pressure over the central Atlantic extending a ridge towards the deep tropic will support fresh winds with seas of 8 to 9 feet. In the Caribbean, we're going to have 8 to 10 feet in the southwest portion, just offshore Colombia. By Saturday morning, high pressure northwest of Bermuda will continue to strengthen, and this will support the extension of the fresh to strong northeast wind across the Bahamas offshore waters as the shower activity associated with the weakening cold front support the development of this area of low pressure over the central subtropical waters. Also, the strengthening of the high pressure will support the extension of fresh to strong southeast wind across the Gulf of America in the Windward Passage, the lee of Cuba, and also Southwest Caribbean with potential gales developing Saturday night into Sunday. Seas across the Bahamas offshore water are expected to be in the 8 to 10 feet range, in the Caribbean 8 to 11 or to 12 feet, and in the Gulf of America 8 to 9 feet. By Sunday morning, high pressure just west of Bermuda will slightly weaken, and we can see that northeast winds diminish to mainly fresh speeds. However, with the high pressure shifting slightly southward, we're going to continue to have fresh to strong winds in the Windward Passage, south of Hispaniola, and we'll continue to have fresh to strong winds offshore Colombia. Also in the Gulf of America, with the approaching cold front and the ridge still extending across most of the basin, fresh to strong southeast wind will continue. Seas will remain in the 8 to 10 feet in the Gulf of America, 8 to 11 feet in the Southwest and Central Caribbean, and 8 to 10 feet in the offshore waters of the Bahamas and portion of the subtropical Central Atlantic waters. By Monday morning, the area of low pressure over the central subtropical waters will weaken and open into a surface trough. This will diminish the pressure gradient across the region, and winds will diminish to mainly moderate speeds. This will also diminish the area of seas to 8 to 9 feet. However, the high pressure will remain in place and will continue to support fresh to strong winds in the Windward Passage and also the central Caribbean waters, supporting the continuation of 8 to 10 feet seas. By Tuesday morning, the high pressure near the Bermuda Island will continue to weaken, and as you can see, the winds across the Gulf of America will diminish to mainly moderate speed as the pressure gradient diminishes. However, the depression of this ridge will continue to support fresh to strong winds across the central Caribbean waters and offshore Colombia. In the central subtropical waters, we're going to have an area of fresh to strong wind associated with the surface trough or remnants of the front, and seas will remain in the 8 to 9 feet. Thank you for tuning in to the Tropical Atlantic Marine Weather Briefing. The next briefing will be on Sunday, April 20th by 5 p.m. Remember, you can always get the latest graphic and information at hurricanes.gov/marine.